Hi everyone, welcome to my very first knitting podcast. I am Mella and I am super excited to show you first all of my finished objects from the last 2 to 3 months. And then I'm gonna tell you all about my whips and I'm gonna show you all my whips, and I will also talk about future plans and future projects that I'm super excited to cast on next. And if you're ready, I'm ready, and we can start with all of my finished objects. This is the pile that I'm going to show you. You can see the colors are very similar, so we have a theme here. What are we going to start with first? So let's start with the mini shawl by Hitomi Shida. This is a pattern from her book, The Japanese Knitting Stitch Bible. And you can see it's intricate, lacy, and it is not an easy pattern at all. So this is definitely not for beginners. And this is also not very practical because it is a mini shawl with frills, but the frills don't add any practicality. And I usually don't wear it enough. I actually have worn it maybe 3 or 4 times, and I've completed this maybe 2.5 months ago. So it's kind of sad, but I still love it. I love looking at it, I love touching it. I'm really happy I made it because this was more of a challenge, you know. Can I really pull this off, this intricate lace pattern for the first time? And I'm happy with how it turned out. It's not free of any mistakes, but that's fine. I don't look for perfectionism in my knits at all. I can be very satisfied with my projects, even though they're not perfect. I think this is a good pattern if you really want a challenge. And I made this in Schulana Feelings. I think that's what it's called, and this is like a blend of alpaca, merino, and cashmere. Exactly, that's why it's so soft. So I saw this in my store, in my local yarn store, and I really loved the look of it, and it feels like it's more cashmere than it is, but this is a great yarn. It's not cheap, but it's half the price of 100% cashmere, so it's still not the most expensive project. I needed one 50-gram ball and then 5 grams of a second ball, which is so annoying because now I have 45 grams of this yarn that I don't know what to do with. If you have any idea what I should do with this, maybe leave it in the comments, but yeah, this is a great pattern. Next up, we have the Hipster Beanie by PetiteKnit. I made this for my boyfriend. He chose the color. We went to the store together and he picked it. And I'm really happy with the color that he picked. I think it's gorgeous. He wears it every day and I'm so stoked about that, because isn't that the most beautiful compliment when someone you really care about wears something that you also care about a lot, and then it's every time I look at him wearing this, I get really happy. This makes me super happy. I love the pattern. It's a tubular cast on, which I did for the very first time. Oh boy, this is not easy. If you've done it, you know. If you haven't done it, try it. It's doable. It's definitely something you can do if you're patient and if you don't lose track of how many stitches are on your needle. I found a very helpful tutorial on YouTube. There's many, and it took me an hour and a half or maybe 2 hours to cast this on, which is really long for a cast on for a beanie. But now I think the second time around I would be quicker, hopefully. And yeah, this is a win in my books because this has been worn every day for the last month. I want to make myself one too, but I'm gonna talk about that in the plans section. Oh yeah, it's Sunday by Sandnes that I used for this, and can totally recommend this yarn. It's the recommended yarn. I held it double, and yeah, I actually love this yarn because it doesn't itch at all. If you need yarn for a beanie, for a gift, this is the way to go. Then another PetiteKnit pattern. I made myself a Sophie hood. And if you want to see any of these objects worn and in use, go check out my Instagram. My name is Knitty Up. I'm gonna link it in the description as well. And I posted tons of reels and posts about all of these objects. So if you're curious, just check it out. Don't mind the ends. I did a terrible job weaving these in. PetiteKnit has a very instructive video on her Instagram page how she weaves these in, and that's great for her. But I can't do it. I did it just the way she does, and still they're sticking out everywhere. What am I doing wrong? It's so annoying because I wore this every day. I haven't washed it yet. Sorry to confess that, but yeah, it's Superwash Merino. If you're curious, this is Merino Plus by Lang, and I wear this even though it's not washed. The ends are sticking out. I don't care. At least people know that I made this myself. And I think it's gorgeous. I really like it. I also messed up the sewing together part a bit, but it's not too bad. The pattern is really... it's so embarrassing, but the pattern is really nice, and I chose the the most inappropriate yarn you could use, I think, because first of all, I wanted to make this in a medium length, and what can I say? It turned out to be not even the small length, because the yarn I used is completely different from the one that she suggests. But she only suggests yarn that is really expensive. And what can I do? I don't swim in money, so I can't just buy the most expensive yarn for every project. I refuse to, even though I would like to be honest. But I thought, why not just use a cheaper yarn? Superwash, Merino, can't go wrong with that. But if I made this again, I would definitely make this in a more quality. It's not that this is bad quality. I would make it in a different yarn type. Maybe cashmere or something along the lines that she suggests. So is this gonna get worn? Yes, definitely. Do I suggest it? Absolutely. I recommend this 100% because the idea of the Sophie hood is genius to me. It's a hood and it's a beanie and it's a scarf and it's everything in one, and it looks super cute. I do feel a bit silly, not gonna lie. However, I think it's so cute and stylish, and if you're confident enough, and because I've heard many people say that they're not confident enough because it does look kind of weird sometimes with the wrong kind of jacket. Like I have a jacket that doesn't work with it at all because it also has a hood, so there's a few things to consider when pairing the Sophie hood with an outfit. But it is something I needed in my life, and I'm really happy that it exists now. So the hype is hyping. Next up, we have the Friday tee by PetiteKnit, and I did a few weird things here. I made the collar lopsided. Yeah, I think this is a typical beginner's mistake. It was the first time I did a folded collar, and I just got too excited. I don't know about you guys, but I just wanted to start it, and I was like, oh my god, no, blah 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 blah. Now I'm gonna just hurry up and gonna make this, and now it's lopsided. But I still love it. I think it's super duper cute. It has a lot of mistakes. It also has on the side of the body, I don't know if you can tell, somewhere here, yeah, here, it has 2 rows of knit or 2 columns. I really don't care. I love this. I wear this a ton. Even though I don't know why I picked this pattern, because this is nothing that I thought I would need. Why would I need a t-shirt that is in 100% wool? Sounds kind of weird, but I love it. I wear this and I like the colors. This is again Sunday by Sandnes. I think this is marzipan, and the contrast color is raspberry. And yes, I think they work really nicely together. And I also like the ribbing part on the bottom a lot because it's Italian bind off and also very hard. It's not hard per se, like you get the hang of it pretty quickly. It's just very tedious. It's hard to stay patient with an Italian bind off. And I sat down and I thought this is gonna take me at most an hour to bind off. It took me more than an hour. It took me 2 or 3 hours. I think one of the sleeves already took me a good hour. Maybe I'm very, I don't know, maybe I'm just too untalented for Italian bind off, but maybe if I do it more often, I will get the hang of it. I do kind of like the motions. I don't hate it. It's just very long, the process, but nothing bad about that. So I can recommend this pattern, even though it's a bit tricky, especially with the short rows, because you do German short rows and you have the broken rib, and as you can tell here, totally messed up. But it kind of looks like it's on purpose. I don't even know if you can tell what I'm talking about, but it's definitely not what it should be for the first 2 or 3 or maybe 6 rows. Yeah, for the first 6 rows I messed up, but who cares? It's just the back and it's still cute and I still love it because I made it and I'm super excited. And let's move on to my last finished object. And now I have to, I don't know, say a trigger warning, because this is gonna be sad. This is gonna be real sad. This used to be the Sadie top by Woozie by Celine. I'm not sure if you can tell. Maybe the experienced eye amongst you can tell that this is felted. This is unfortunately completely felted. How did this happen, you might ask? Well, I think I put it with the regular clothes that were supposed to be washed in the washing machine. And then my boyfriend didn't sort through it, which is fine. I also don't do it every time, but I might have noticed that this was between the clothes, but he didn't, which is super sad. He felt so bad when he confessed it to me because I wasn't home when this happened. He was so scared of my reaction. It was kind of hilarious. Obviously, I wasn't like, it doesn't matter, nothing happened. I was like, oh my god, it's fine, but it's not fine. I'm super sad. I don't hope that anyone watching this has experienced this, but if you have experienced felting like that, it's also completely disformed. This looked much better before it was in the washing machine. It kind of looks funny, actually. This is now a story. So the pattern itself was really great. I had a blast knitting this. And this is supposed to be Mohair, but I didn't choose Mohair. I chose Alpaca Superlight by Lang. And it's definitely not as soft as Mohair, but it's more sturdy. It's not as ethereal, because that's what the people use to describe mohair. And this is more rustic, especially now. Now it's very rustic and crunchy. Yeah, if you want to make a mohair sweater with flared sleeves, this is the pattern to go. It's really nice. And just a pro tip, don't wash it in the washing machine. It doesn't turn out very nicely then. So if you're curious what happens, this is what happens. No, but I'm totally over it now. It happened. I might remake it, I might not. We will see. Maybe I'll make it in mohair, so it's a new experience and a new beginning. I just feel so sad when I look at it, because it's so broken now. I don't know if you can tell even, but it's like it did not look like that before it. But things like that happen. It's life. So now let's go back to more exciting projects, the whips. So my whips are currently the Jenny jacket. I finished the second front yoke today. Very exciting. So let me show you. It's a bit of a tangly mess, but this is it so far. Isn't it gorgeous? I think this is so gorgeous. I can totally imagine myself wearing this. This is so pretty. Wait, I'm gonna show you. Yeah. I'm so in love with this. This is so beautiful. And you can tell I'm very excited about this pattern. I think, and I'm not gonna say this lightly, but this is the project that I am having the most fun with so far. I have made, you saw all the finished objects in the last few months, and before that I made maybe 5 objects. So I'm not a seasoned knitter. I've been knitting for now over a year, and before that I had phases where I knitted, and I knitted as a kid, and so I was always in the crafting world, but I've only been like an active knitter for a year. Let's say a year. And I have actually completed many projects, especially socks. During the winter time, I made so many socks. I made socks for my mom, for my stepdad, for my boyfriend, for a friend of mine, for myself. So it's at least 5 socks. So I've had a very good time with socks. I actually enjoy making socks. I enjoyed making the Friday tee. I enjoyed making the step-by-step sweater by Florence. And having this project is a different experience from all of the projects before. First of all, it's my first jacket. Second of all, it's my first structured pattern, like the smocking structure or whatever you want to call this is so fun. I don't know what it is, but and also the 4.5 millimeter needles. I think the pattern suggests 4, but I only hit gauge with 4.5 because I'm a very tight knitter compared to PetiteKnit. And I have so much fun with this. This is a project that showed me again why I knit. It's actually really fun. Like the construction of this, I'm gonna take it off so I can see what I'm talking about. You start with the back yoke, and for some reason this goes by super fast. At least for me, it went by so fast. You have something going on the entire time. Either you have to break the yarn, which was unusual to me, I've never done that. You have to increase, or not increase, but you have these short rows in a way. I don't know how to explain it. I'm doing a terrible job. I'm just so hyped about this. And then this is my first time knitting 2 strands of mohair, so 1 strand of mohair and 1 strand of this Filcolana Anina. And now I'm gonna show you the mohair that fell. So this is the Mohair by Knitting for Olive, and this is the first time I'm holding a mohair strand with a regular wool, and I didn't expect to like the outcome as much, but just the combination of the mohair and this regular wool, I love it. I love how it looks, I love how it feels, and I chose superwash again for this because I'm a sensitive skin person, and I am really happy about the choice because this is a magical experience. I hope I'm not too hyped about this in a way that it sounds insincere. I'm actually really happy about this project. I would go as far in saying I made this my entire personality. This is what defines me now. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you can relate with falling in love with a project this much. Is this healthy? I hope so. If not, I'm sure it will fade once I'm super tired of the body, because now I'm getting to the body and that's probably gonna take some time because I knitted this in 8 days and this is quite a bit for me. And that's probably also a telltale of how in love I am with this project. I'm gonna put it away now and show you my next project. So my next project is, oh, something got stuck to it. This beauty. This is Alpaca Soxx by Lang. This is the Hug Me Tight sweater by Teplo Knitwear. Beautiful pattern. I fell in love with it because it's something different. I feel like everyone makes sweaters and socks, and making something that's fitted and tiny, because it's insane doing this on 2.5mm needles, but it feels somehow special. Not every knitter has made something like that. And that's why I chose it, because this has a special place in my heart, because as I said, it's insane and it's gonna take me quite some time. I cast this on last year in December, and as you can see, I only got to this sleeve and the body is not even done yet, so this needs at least 10 more centimeters. If you also want to see this worn, I already tried it on my Instagram, so go check that out if you're curious. And it looks super ridiculously tiny. It looks like it's for a baby, and when I knit on this project in public with friends, or last time with my boyfriend's dad, he made fun of me because he was like, no way this is gonna fit you. And I understand the concern, but there's nothing to be concerned about. I tried it on, it does fit. Is it a bit snug when I put it on my head? Yes, it does not fit over my head well, but it does fit, and I feel like this is gonna stretch out quite a bit because my head is apparently too gigantic for this, but hope it doesn't wear out to the point that this is gonna be floppy, but so far it seems very fine. Maybe I should have used a stretchier cast-on method. That would have been smart, but it fits over my head, so I'm happy. So this is very, very soft. This yarn especially is very popular in my local yarn store. They always post announcement when it's in stock again because it's that popular, and they even always write that it's so popular that they have to order so much of this. And I understand, because this is alpaca and nylon, so this is probably made for socks and very, very very useful for socks because it's stretchy. And that's also why it's good for this, because it is a bit stretchy, and the 2x2 rib gives it a bit more stretch as well. And it's fitted, but it's not killing me, you know? It's not like squeezing me at all, if that makes sense. I am excited to work on this more, and it's probably gonna take me months, years, we will see. Hopefully not years. We'll see. Don't want to promise anything. Now my last project on my needles right now is... Oh god, sorry for the needle scratching. My funky vest. This is a freehand experiment, and I use the Lang Lovis yarn. It's super soft, and I love the colors of this. I saw this in my store, in my local yarn store, and I fell in love, and I didn't know what to make with it. I had ideas for a freehand vest with cables, but the cables didn't work with this color because this is a bit much. Imagine this had cables too. It could actually work. I made a swatch, but then it was kind of too much and I didn't have enough yarn. It's because I only have 3 skeins and the body needs way more work. But I already started the ribbing parts because I just wanted to see what they look like. First I wanted to make this in white or in blue and all the same color, but now I saw this combination and I think it's so cute. I actually like it. I can even try it on for you real quick because then you can maybe see it better. This is actually not the best color for it, maybe. So you can see this is very funky and colorful, and I'm not sure I did the best job picking up the stitches for the ribbing, especially for the collar. And the collar here, oh no, all the strings are showing, it doesn't matter. I don't know, do you like this? I kind of like it. I'm still on the verge of saying I'm not sure, because it is so different from what I usually wear. I mean, does this exist in stores? I doubt it, but it's cute. I think I'll wear it. Let me see. Now that I see it in the camera, it's actually... Yeah, I kind of like it. I think it's gonna be different with the ribbing here, because now it looks a bit weird. And then it's also... Now it's not very long, but... Yeah, I think this is gonna be cute. Now I'm convinced again. Let me know what you think. And I just recklessly took this off. Yeah, I might start working on this today if I have time, but honestly the Jenny jacket is consuming all of my attention right now, so not sure if I will start this before having finished the Jenny jacket. We'll see. Alright, so these were all my whips, and now we can talk about my plans and projects, because I'm not gonna do an acquired yarns section, because I don't acquire yarn really. And what do I mean by that? Obviously I go to the store and I buy yarn, but only already having a project in mind, because I don't actually like having random skeins of yarn that I only afterwards decide what to do with. That kind of stresses me out, because then I feel obligated to use them and having to find a pattern, and then maybe I'll choose a pattern that I don't actually want to make, if that makes sense. So I always skip the acquired yarn sections with other podcasts, because for some reason that doesn't excite me as much. I want to know the project beforehand, and then it excites me to see, because otherwise I can't really do anything with the yarns. So speaking about projects, I want to make myself a hipster beanie next. So the same one as this, and also using the same yarn, Sunday by Sandnes. I haven't acquired a yarn yet because I can't decide on the color. So maybe I'll choose this color, like a navy blue. That would also work really well, I think. Or magenta. I'm not sure. Let me know what you think. I think those two options would work really well, but not sure if Sunday has the right colors for what I have in mind. But that's definitely gonna be on my needles soon-ish. And then to the most exciting project that I am planning, I'm gonna do the Olga sweater next by PetiteKnit. And I already bought 2 skeins of yarn to see if the color combination works. And guys, it works. It definitely works. This is the yarn. And this is the swatch. I actually did a terrible job on the swatch because the bind off is way too tight and now it's very crooked and doesn't look like much. And this is Cardiff cashmere. Guys, oh, this is so soft. This is so soft. I could touch this all day long. I am beyond excited about this. This Olga sweater is gonna be so pretty. And it's actually, I just realized it's gonna fit in with the color scheme of my pile really well. Look at that. So I had this pile and this is, again, very matching. I don't know why all of my projects are in that color scheme, but I mean, do you like this color combo as much as I do? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I think this works really well. So what is the idea? The idea is that I'm getting this yarn for my birthday because my birthday is coming up and my boyfriend is actually gifting the yarn because this is kind of expensive. The entire sweater is gonna be 150 euros. I think for 100% cashmere, that's actually not bad, is it? Because I thought I was gonna need way more yarn, but 25 grams of Cardiff cashmere is actually 112 meters. So if you're interested in the color of these two, so I said this is Cardiff cashmere and one of them is this. So it's 564 and the other color is 548. If you're interested. And if you really like that combo, then you can also get them. So you only need 5 skeins of each color. And one ball is 15 euros. So in total, you can calculate it yourself, but it's around 150 euros. So I think that's actually not too bad. And with that, I'm gonna end my knitting podcast, my very first knitting podcast. Thank you so much for watching up until here, if you're still here. I am very excited to share my love for knitting. As you can tell, I am not the most experienced knitter, as in I'm not knitting for years, but I am definitely very, very passionate about knitting, and go follow me on Instagram if you want to see all of these projects more. And I am very excited to hear from you guys, and I'll see you in the next episode.